So good day guys. Let me show you the breakdown of this design that I did. It's actually a birthday design. So this is a design. So I will actually walk you through all the assets and how I actually use them. Alright, let me hide this. So the first thing that I do is I actually import my background here. Although I didn't use this background. I wanted to use this background here, but I ended up not using it. So I use this instead because of the color of the picture, of the color that the dress of the celebrant has. So I actually import this also, but for this one here, I actually change the blending mode to overlay. So that's it, and then I add a little bit of hue and saturation. You can see it here. So if I off it, you can see, although the effect is not that much, but I just feel like it's actually something that I actually worked on. So the next thing that I do is I actually import the picture. This is the first picture, this is the second picture here. So for this second picture, you can actually see that I faded this side. So I add a layer mask here, and then I pick my brush tool, foreground color to black. So I just clean up the sides because I need to do something. So I import this like this. So for this one, I actually imported, but I go to filter and then Gaussian blur here, and then I actually blur it out so you can actually see it. So the next thing that I do is for this one, right, I actually import a picture. Okay, the first thing that I do is I actually draw a shape. I actually make a shape here, rectangular shape, but I curve the sides. Let me just make it very clear so that you understand. It's just like this. So I actually curve the sides, and then what I do next is I actually import this her picture here. So after importing it, I just do a little bit of camera roll, a little bit of camera roll, and then I just power clip it. So after clipping it, I then import the frame. So I actually import the frame. So after importing the frame, I actually go to this and then do the same thing. As you can see, I just did the same thing here. So the next thing that I did is, for me to bring out this effect here, I actually downloaded it from Pinterest. So you can actually check here for the blending mode. I use screen. So I use screen for the blending modes. It was like this before. So I blend it into screen. So after blending it, I import this also. It's just a replica of this, and then I actually go ahead to import the third image. So after importing the third image, not that I usually do filter and then camera roll and do a little bit of adjustment of color and then resolution of the picture. So the next thing that I did, so you can see, let me see. This is before, this is after, this is before, this is after. So I actually do a kind of small fixing of color on it using camera roll. So the next thing that I do is I import this also. It's just a replica of the first one, which is this. Yep. So it's just a replica of it. I duplicate it, sorry. So the next thing that I do is I import this. Okay, what I did for this one is just I actually create a layer and then go to brush, foreground color, which is a pink. Somehow pink. Is it pink or reddish? I don't know. Just look at it and observe by yourself. So I actually pick it and then brush a little bit of the side. So for this one, I create a new layer, and then the foreground color I make it into black, such that I brush this part a kind of, if you can check here, you can see this part is a kind of black. So the next thing that I do is I actually create a new layer and then put the text, which is this. So for this text, I actually go to Effects, FX, and then blending options. So I use 3 blending options. Is it? Yeah, 2. So I use satin and then inner glue in order to, brighten the shape, the text. So the next thing I actually, for the shape, for this, let me pick it so that you can actually know I use Bebas. You can see it there, the font name. I use Bebas. So the next thing that I do is I create a new shape and a new layer, and then I just use this Palm message. Okay, for the font name is actually Augustine Kaza Beatrice Pim Pim. I don't know how to pronounce it. And then I also use 3 effects. That's FX, starting inner glue, and then but this one is a kind of little. That is why it is. You are seeing it's so much not that visible. So the next thing that I do is this layer here. This one, I wanted to put this one, but I just feel like it's not giving me what I need. So I didn't use it. Let me delete it. So the next thing is this layer here. This shiny layer, I duplicate it to this, and then I use layer marks, foreground color to be black, and then pick my brush tool and then clean up the part that is unwanted. So the next thing, I create a text layer with Biliaminu here, but it's not that the spacing is actually something that is pure. If you check the spacing here, you can see it is actually at 280. So that's it. So the next thing, I create a new layer, and then which one is this layer? This layer is what? Since this layer is unwanted. Okay. Alright, the next thing that I do is I create another layer, and then the text. This is what I put. For this one is actually Roman figure. It's in Roman figure, indicating that is 28th April 2026. That's it. So the next thing that I did, I create a layer with a text Happy Birthday. So for this, I actually did some FX blending. Satin is there, inner glue is a kind of little. I wanted it to be parallel like this, but I just feel like let's use something that I don't know whether your eye, but if from my own end, I just feel like this one is better when I just use the effect, the FX. So that's it. So the next thing that I do is this one is, I wanted to use this one. So I just feel like it's unwanted also. So the next thing that I do is I pick my brush on a layer, and then I actually pin with a pink, and I just dab aside, so that to make it shiny. Some people are saying shiny. So when I finish this dab with a brush tool, so I actually turn it to screen. That's it. Same for this layer, and then we are good to go. So the next thing that I did is the first background that we use, I just bring it again, and then I actually turn it to multiply, blending to the multiply, and then you can actually see before and then after, before after. So you can actually see a simple effect that was done here. So after I'm done, I went to this from the first layer here to this layer at the top side, this background layer. So I just hit Shift Control Alt E in order to snapshot all our work. So I did that, and I got this. So this is the brightness is not for this. I just screen that. So I actually use filter and then camera rule in order to pop up the design, all the design that you can see here. So thank you very much, guys. I hope you understand the process. Thank you. If you are new to my channel, please kindly subscribe for more content. Although this one I didn't wanted to do full tutorial, although this one too is full tutorial, but I didn't wanted to do something. I just wanted to break it out so that we can understand the process. Thank you very much for your time. If you enjoyed this video, please drop a hint of or thumb up on the comments section. Do subscribe to my YouTube channel. Thank you very much for your time. Do have a nice day. Cheers. Peace.